We are honored tonight to be joined by St. Louis golf royalty, Richard Skip Berkmeyer. When anyone mentions amateur golf in St. Louis, automatically the name of Skip Berkmeyer comes up. If we listed all his accomplishments, we would have to call White Castle for some breakfast sandwiches, I think. Skip qualified for USGA championships 31 times. 31 times. He qualified for the U.S. Amateur 11 times. He's been the Metropolitan Amateur Player of the Year 11 times. The Missouri State Amateur Player of the Year 5 times. 5 times St. Louis District Champion. The Metropolitan Match Play Champion 5 times. And he was a runner-up in the Metro in 2006, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, and 2017. And the accomplishments go on and on. 2004, Skip was honored as St. Louis Amateur Athlete of the Year and a 3-time All-American at St. Ambrose College. If Skip Berkmeyer invites you to go play golf with him, tell him you need at least 18 strokes, and when he's beating the daylights out of you, tell him your back is really bothering him. We are delighted to welcome Skip Berkmeyer into the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame. And what makes this night even more special is the man who will interview Skip is the other half of our golf royalty in St. Louis. Jim Holtgreave, already a member of our Hall of Fame. Jim played in 3 Walker Cups. He captained the Walker Cup team in 2011, 2012. And listen to this. As an amateur, he played in 5 Masters at Augusta National, made the cut 3 times, and he played with Arnold Palmer in his 2nd Masters. He turned pro for a while to play on the Champions Tour. So welcome Jim and Skip.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to be here, especially to honor all the inductees tonight. It's very special for me, obviously, to introduce Skip. I just want to I don't want to get in trouble. I know fake news is a term that we don't really talk about much today, but in this book, in this brochure, it says Skip was born in Oklahoma City. He was born in St. Louis, Missouri, at Missouri Baptist Hospital on December 31st.
That's right.
He's lucky he wasn't born in the ambulance, from what I heard tonight from your mother. But so Skip has been a St. Louis legend as far as I'm concerned, and it's an honor for me to be here. One of the things I've learned tonight is that the history in your family. And what's amazing to me is that knowing that you've been a good golfer for a long time, I want to know what you attribute your success for such a long period for.
Stubbornness. I've just loved to play the game very, very much, and I had great role models in my life, and obviously my mother, who's in the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame, and she was a great player, and so I saw what she did over her career, and fortunately I was a member at Norwood Hills Country Club growing up, and there was a lot of great players. Scott Thomas is here tonight, Don Bliss, Bob Beckman, state champions that I wanted to be like. And it's just, I think a golfer, we always are judged by the totality of our entire career. Age, a year here, a year there, but I think it's what you build. We can play for a long time, so I think you just keep going. I don't know any different.
So how does it feel to be the third best golfer in your family behind your wife and your mother?
I agree. My wife's won 2 state amateurs. My mom's won 5. I was very lucky to pass my wife, but she doesn't really play anymore. I'm used to it. They're fantastic golfers in their own right, and we enjoy golf in our family. It's certainly a love affair with our family. It's part of our lives.
Well, and having the chance to know your mother, it's been very special for me. So as I learned a little bit about you, more than I wanted to probably learn more about you than on the golf course. So you played tennis, you played football, basketball, and baseball.
Yeah.
Why did you choose to go on to play golf?
Well, the coach from Sumner, for instance, we were supposed to play them in districts when I was in a senior year in high school, and it was a great loss we had in our last game because I would have gotten my butt kicked going to do that. I mean, golf, it was always kind of in our blood. I always kind of knew that was where I was going to go. It's a sport for a lifetime. The others, there's a limit to where you were going to go, and I had some good talent, I thought, for that. And you know, golf is unique. You can do it as an amateur forever. You know that. So I think that's kind of what was in the back of my mind and of what I was trying to do.
So I had the opportunity before Mr. Palmer left us. I asked him, I said, Mr. Palmer, what's the greatest golf shot you ever hit in your life? And he told me that it was in 1958 when he won the Masters, when Bobby Jones and Cliff Roberts was watching him hit a second shot on 13. What's the greatest golf shot you've hit so far in your career?
That's a good question. I think I made a 6-footer, and it's a 6-foot putt, I think, on the 36th hole of a state amateur to get to a playoff, and then I went involved to win. I think that 6-footer was as good a thing that I've took more pride in, that was going to be, it was all on my shoulders. I knew what I had to do. I talked myself pretty good before it. I didn't care about the result. I just wanted to hit a good putt, and it went in, and then I ended up winning the deal in 2009. So I think that's a pretty good one to think about. But, I mean, golf, that's the great thing about golf. We play so much that you know, you can find and pick good shots of a 7-iron here or a driver there, and so I'll go with that one.
A 6-footer? Seriously?
Yeah.
All the golf shots you've hit in your life, a 6-footer?
That's what I'm coming up with. That's a good question.
Well, I know it's a good question, but I thought you'd come up with a better answer.
That's all I got.
This is what golfers go through, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, we have a tough time with each other.
I remember more bad shots than I do good ones, I can tell you that.
We forget those. So, along those lines, what's the greatest tournament you've won so far in your career?
Well, I think the state amateurs I talk about, but I think there's a tournament of a place that you're a member of up at Pine Valley. That's a national mid-amateur event that I won in 2009. Your name's not on that board. It's always nice to do things that when you didn't do
Thank
it.
Thank you, Skip.
And,
go ahead. Get on with it, please.
But I think that is probably the biggest win that I've had. Probably a lot of people wouldn't know about it, but it's a good one.
It's one of the best.
It is.
And
great place.
I'm very proud that every time I have a chance to have people there, I get to show them your name on that board. Your name is on the board with Francis we met and several other historic golfers. It's an honor to have you up there. So, what, you know, I think our game, please don't get mad at me, ladies and gentlemen, I think our game is one of the greatest games ever. I did have a chance to play some of the other sports, and I'm glad I chose to play golf. But what do you think this game has taught you, Skip Berkmeyer, about life?
Oh, it's endless what it can do. But I think the best thing about our game, Jim, that I'll go is about the relationships. You know, I think the fact that you're out there playing in either a foursome or a twosome or threesome, but you're with other people, you get to know a lot of people, and you get to understand from all walks of life. And so I think the thing that I had some reflection tonight driving here, because we all took about an hour and a half to get here, but I can tell you that I was thinking not about the wins and losses. I think about the relationships and the people that I've had over the entire years. I mean, I think what it's meant to our family. I got a table of guys over there from the Legends that I play with that are good guys. I mean, my history at Norwood is fantastic. So that's what golf to me is all about. And we talk about that general. I mean, you're one of my better friends. You're a little bit older. That doesn't happen in any other sport, to be honest. I mean, the fact that we're really, really close. So, I mean, that, to me, going forward or anything in the game of golf, it's about those kind of people and that I want to be around and I have a good time with.
Well, that's what's so special for me. People like Ozzie Smith, Chris Pronger, Brett Hall, they all love playing our game. And to have those relationships and to hear about their sports, I think that's what I keep talking about, is how I've been able to develop relationships around the world, not just in the country. So we probably need to get on with this. I wanted to ask you,
Agreed.
through a couple of people who have played competitive golf against you. I said, so why is Skip, because he wasn't that good back in the day, but why is he so good right now, and he continues to keep on playing very well? I want to know if you have the right answer.
I just think there's a drive. I love to practice. I love to hit golf balls. It's kind of my solitude of going to something. As I said, I enjoyed to compete. I love to play. I think those are the things that, and to me, it just never gets old. I want to improve. I'm kind of a sicko. I like to take a lot of lessons. I like to improve. I love information. So, I think all those things combined is what keeps me going.
So as you made a swing change,
Sure.
you got on one plane. I think Paul Montano got into that. Is that correct?
Well, it is, but I think the fact of the gain knowledge, the biggest thing for me was in 1999 when Bobby Pavlonis, who's here tonight, actually took me aside and I want to teach you. I want to make you better. And he came over and I said, I will make you better. I'll make it to where no one can beat you. That kind of was a pretty good selling point. So I went and worked with him for many, many years. I've worked with several different teachers. But honestly, Paul's great. He's a great friend and he's helped me tremendously. But I will tell you that right there in 1999 was my first in knowledge and in fact that I really became excited about learning about the game of golf.
Well, let me tell you, it's a complete honor. You're a very special friend.
Thank you.
And let me welcome you into the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
Thank you everyone. Thank you very much.